The reason why the Jamaican government should spend 10% of the UK £5 billion loan on an airport in or near Black River is because the government has declared that it intended to double the tourism industry by adding another 4 million visitors each year to Jamaica. The extra 4 million visitors should be dispersed to the four corners of Jamaica, spreading the tourism industry equitably across Jamaica. For example, 1 million visitors each in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. Thomas, and Portland. This is why we need an airport in or near Black River. It takes 1 hour's drive to get from the St. Elizabeth border at White House to Junction and Alligator Pond, the other border of St. Elizabeth. Then it will take another 35 to 45 minutes to get to the new airport near Negril. The PM said that he needs all Jamaica to be within 1 hour's drive from an international airport. Hence, if it takes almost 1 hour's drive from one end of St. Elizabeth boundary to the other end of St. Elizabeth along the tourist route, which is the seacoast, then St. Elizabeth definitely needs an international airport. Singapore is just over half the size of St. Elizabeth, and they have 2 civilian airports plus another 9 military airports. This is why they have 20 million visitors each year, despite being smaller than St. Elizabeth. Hence, having an airport in St. Elizabeth to boost the tourism industry makes much economical sense. MBJ Airport was crumbling under the pressure of having 3 million visitors each year. Hence, no airport in Jamaica needs to reach 3 million visitors again, except maybe Norman Manley International Airport. That airport is in the middle of nowhere, with lots of lands around it with scope for massive developments. Westmoreland and Hanover, which both share the Negril 7-mile beach, will have 2 million visitors soon. Or by the time the Negril Airport is open, 2 million visitors will be enough for the Negril Airport. We need another 1 to 2 million visitors for St. Elizabeth and Manchester. Hence, we need an airport in St. Elizabeth to accommodate these visitors. There is only about a quarter of Jamaica that modern-day tourists know about. I said modern-day tourists because back in the 60s and 70s, when it was mainly middle-class tourists traveling, they used to hire a car and drive around the country. That was before the crime situation deteriorated in Jamaica, especially before the 1980 general election violence. As a child in the late 60s and throughout the 70s, I used to see tourists just drive up in St. Elizabeth, park their car and go for a swim for a couple of hours, then drove off and go to another local attraction or restaurant and so on. This was common in St. Elizabeth, where I'm from, and other localities around the country. Now very few tourists go to St. Elizabeth on adventures anymore. Hence, we need the mega-large, all-inclusive hotels to create jobs for our local people in the southwest parishes of Jamaica. This is what the airport is for, to bring in the mega-large hotels investors. Jamaica has lots of scope for tourism developments because Jamaica has 3 times fewer tourists each year than most other Caribbean countries on average. According to Jamaica's population size, we would need to add another 10 million visitors to equal some Caribbean countries' visitor numbers per capita. Jamaica is also 3 times poorer than most other Caribbean countries per capita, apart from Haiti. In fact, Jamaica is nearer to Haiti's GDP per capita ratio than they are to almost all other Caribbean countries. This is why the Jamaican government needs to take the tourism product seriously by matching other Caribbean countries' visitor numbers per capita. Hence, Jamaica can triple its tourism numbers from 4.3 million to 13 million visitors each year, and still have fewer visitors per capita than many other Caribbean countries. The per capita visitor numbers comparison is the most important measure because it determines the percentage of the population that is employed in the tourism industry. Jamaica needs to triple its tourism industry to provide jobs for its youths. This is what can dramatically bring the crime rates down in Jamaica. All new mega-large hotels need to be built in rural parishes to provide jobs for the youths. Jamaica should not be dispersing people across the country to work in the hotels. Instead, bring the tourists to where the people need those hotel jobs. The breaking up of families for menial work is a legacy that we have inherited from slavery, and it needs to stop now. Jamaica needs healing, and it started within the family. Let's keep the families together so that they can be healed. I will address the jacket issues in Jamaica and how the situation is made worse when one partner has to find work away from their community, etc. What Jamaica needs now is 100 to 200 mega-large hotels to provide jobs for 300,000 of our underclass population. Then we need to build 300,000 affordable houses for them, which they will pay for from their permanent full-time employment in the tourism industry. This should be a 10-year project, with 30,000 houses being built each year, starting immediately. Studies from all over the world have shown that young men who have a house and a young family to take care of are far less likely to fall into crimes than those who are single and do not have that responsibility of looking after a family. Unskilled young men need to know that they have a stake in Jamaica and that they have great opportunities before them in Jamaica.